What up, guys? The Sky Masters here. We're going to be doing another save editor video for you guys. You know, it's been a while. It's overdue. I think I skipped the last one. We probably have some more significant things in here to maybe cover, and we'll just do it anyway. We should be able to blaze through this. I haven't done it in a while, and I'm not going to script or edit this. So if I fumble through this, we're just going to fumble through it together. Because if you have a problem, if I have a problem, you might have a problem too. So it's something that I have to fumble through sometimes. It's not the hardest thing to get through. So let's get on with it. First of all, this video has been sponsored by Cocoons, man. Hey, they're not just for old people, man. You want to wear your glasses, but you want some sunglasses. You don't want to wear contacts, man. I got some Cocoons here, man. I'm bringing them back in style. Go get you some, all right? I'll put a link in the description. We'll also put a link in the description for this goatfungus.com github.com/goatfungus/ NMS save editor. I'll put a link down there in the description, guys. You can just click on the button and go right to it. It'll bring you right to this page that you're looking at right now with me. Okay? Boom. Now, what do you go from here? Kind of crazy looking. What do? You got to hit the little green code button. I don't know why it does that, but it is green. It's the only thing green on the page. I guess that's what it's supposed to make it look significant. But how would you know that? I'm telling you. It's kind of weird, right? But yeah, just click on this thing right here, and I go download zip. We're just going to download that zip file. Boom. It should be kicking off into your browser down there and doing its thing. So No Man's Sky Save Editor for Frontiers. This is a little bit outdated here, but it's got a really good UI. We're going to go through it and talk about these functions. I think down here he's going to talk about some compatibilities and things like that. No Man's Sky, it's going to be for the current one. Now, each time there's a major update, you got to kind of watch what you're doing. Some updates have messed up the save editor before, especially when they introduced like settlements and things like that. It was a big thing that to have to try to put in there. So most likely they work all the time, though. You can use an old one for a new one, but every once in a while there's a bottleneck on it, and it happens. So I haven't updated in a while, so I'm updating this, and I'm probably too behind. I don't know. Like I said, we are on version 1.11.5. Okay. So you got the save wizard. It's for the PS4. I don't mess with PS4, guys. Don't ask me about Sony. I don't know. I'm not gonna get a Sony, and it's just not gonna happen for me, man. There's got to be somebody that does a video. If you're in here, go ahead and spam in the comments. Put a link to your video for the Sony stuff. Also the Xbox too as well. I've done some videos for Xbox that are called Nom Nom. I just haven't done it in a while because, well, the Windows version just sucks. I'm sorry, man. The Xbox Game Pass version on PC, it's garbage. And the only reason what I wanted it for was to try to inject my bases into the file system, and for some reason it's wonky and it doesn't work. So I had to hit a dead end. Now, the most important thing here for the requirements for you guys, most of you guys right now, is the Java runtime, okay? Java runtime environment 8. You need to make sure that you have this and it's updated, or, well, the whole thing doesn't work. You most likely have it already. It's usually part of your system. But if not, I would say just make sure that you do have it. It's just not going to hurt anything. It's a very safe site. This is a very safe dude. This guy is cool as can be, all right? Installations, yeah, we're gonna get into that. You download it, and we're gonna go into that. Contributions, okay? And I'm not begging for this guy, but he does a lot of work. He's got a Patreon. I think his name's Brian, right? What's his name? Anyway, he's got a Patreon. Actually, let's go there real quick. And I'll put a link for this down in the description. I hate to do this for you guys, but the guy's been doing it forever. Brendan Matthews, Goat Fungus. All right. So, guy keeps on working it. He does it all the time. He's been doing it since the game came out. Gotta show him some love, man. You know, if you got it, give it to him, man. The guy just does it doesn't ask for anything. These are my favorite kind of people who just do things for labor out of love, and that's somebody I'll trip over my feet for to try to give him whatever I can, man. A little bit of money, something out of my pocket, a cup of coffee. All right. So now that we've downloaded this, let's go ahead and click on that and open that up. I'm going to close my window out. All right. So I just opened this up over here. It's over on the side here. When I opened it up, it had a screen that locked up. Just exit out of that screen. I don't know why that screen comes up. I don't know why. It says something about whatever. You just have to close it out and you get to this screen here. Now, if you have not ever used the No Man's Sky Save Editor, what I would do is just take this right here and drag it over to your desktop. And then you've got a folder that is for your save editor. Okay. Now, if you already have a save editor and you are updating, you should keep your folder right on your desktop. I mean, I would. I don't know. I'm organized like that. I have my 3 main folders for No Man's Sky just sitting up here chilling. So for me, it works out good. So what I would do is open up my save editor folder, and you can see it right there. And I would open up this new one and then just take everything that's new in here and just drag it right over to the other one. And it's going to say, hey, you wanted to replace all the files? Yeah, man, replace them all. That's what we're here for. So it's going to replace the important ones, which is basically the Java file right there, the little cup of coffee. And you can see that little cup of coffee right there. This is the one that you want to open up. Everybody kind of gets confused in here about which one opens up the, they want to hit this application, which is the zip folder. In case you don't have a zip unzipper, there's an application, I think right there, it's 7-zip. So it actually, or I don't know what they do. What is this anyway? Let's open this. Anyway, I don't know what that is. So never mind. I don't know what this is, but people get confused about what this is. And the application file, this is not what you click. Maybe this is what the information it reads from this one. But the cup of coffee here, the Java file, is the one that you open up. All right, so now that you got that out of the way, you got to go tell the save editor where to look. Where in your file folder, where on your PC is this stuff at, right? It needs to be told. So that is done up here. We're going to open file path. So we go up here to the top left. We're going to hit file. We're going to navigate down to the first navigation tree there. It's a file path. We can click on that and we can see that mine is already, it's already there. And yours should look something pretty much like this too, okay? So it's going to be an app data, roaming, hello games, NMS. All right, so you're going to go to whatever drive that you put this on. I don't know which drive you guys put it on, but it's different from everybody. Some people want it on their SSDs. Some people want to put it on their bigger drives. I don't know. You know, you might have, I don't know how many drives you got. Navigate to the drive that the game downloaded to, and then well, it should be in your files. So yeah, that would be your normal. Gosh, I'm saying this all backwards. Yeah, your normal drive in programs. But this could be whatever you where it could be at. It's still going to be, for me, it's going to be in C, users, app data, roaming, hello games, NMS, and then you'll find your long number here for your stuff. Does that make any sense to you guys, huh? I know I just horribled that up. That wasn't really great explanation. So I want to go through it here again. So we'll go in there, Krios, because that's the name of my my PC, and then I've got app data. We're gonna go in there. We'll go into roaming. Okay. Now we're gonna scroll on over here to Hello Games, if I can remember my alphabet, and then you can see my my main save here. It's the Sky Master save. So. And depending on, like, if you're trying to edit something else, I think that it kind of works with some things. I'm not quite sure. You guys can play around with that. Like I said, I'm not going to go down that Sony or Xbox thing, but there might be some videos out there. Like I said, I'm cool with anybody dropping a link down in the description or in the comments for a video that is good. And if there is one, I'll even put it in the description. So anyway, we've selected that now. Now that we've selected that, the file, this container file here, knows where to look for the information that we need. So when we go to this first game slot here, we're going to open it up. Boom, we can see that I have all of my my saves here, which is kind of cool. And it tells you what they're in. I just found out that the game, you can jump back and forth between modes live in the game, which is crazy to me. That's half of the save editor right there. I mean, there's still a lot of things that we could do now, but it's almost easier to stay in the game to get what you need just by switching through modes. So I thought that was crazy. I also found it crazy that I think that discoveries have been merged. So bases that were only on creative are now all bases are everywhere, I think. Maybe. Is that true? It seemed to be true. All right. Anyway, let's go down this really quickly here. I don't see... I imagine the new things are probably going to be in the account tab down there at the end for the new rewards from the expeditions. So I think that's probably going to be it. Just looking at the tabs. I'm going to go ahead and go into my normal save here, and we can check things out. This is an older save. So first of all, down underneath this, you see the game slot that we just chose from. Now underneath it, you have this save file. And if we go into this, you can see there's a whole bunch of backups. Now the coolest thing that this game does, every time you go in and out of it, it saves a backup file automatically without you even thinking about it. That brings us back over to your folder here. Some of you guys, if you're first moving those files over, you'll notice that it didn't have all these folder files up there like I have. They will be created, and you'll see this backup folder. Now this backup folder has all of that stuff in there. It can get kind of lengthy and big, and sometimes I take all of those and I stick them somewhere else. Now they're labeled kind of weird, so you can't relabel them. You can stick them in a folder with some labels, but don't relabel the actual backup files. I learned this because I wanted to label them a certain way so I could like have a like set up for giving away stuff and things like that. I can just inject a backup into the save editor and go, but that's not the way it works. You can't do them. They're time stamped and sensitive. You can't change those, but there's a really key point here to learn from these backups. You can set yourself up in a certain way, save your backup, and then inject it into the game whenever you want. So you can have a slice of time and just go, hey, I want to go right back to that point where I was doing giveaways, and I have my my whole backpack and my mall set up for it, and all I got to do is inject that back into the game. Boom, you're ready to go. It's super cool. Super cool feature. It's done without even opening up the save editor. Really, it's just done. It's really cool. I like that it does it automatically. I think it's one of my favorite features. It's overlooked. Okay, so now that we're in here, and we talked about this and this, and if we wanted to back up, so if we wanted to go back to a certain time, let's say like my save, I just saved it right here, and I made something corrupt, and I need to go back to here, my last save. All I do is click on this and load that up. Or I could save the changes, or I could save as. I could save this into like another slot. I can invent another slot and fill it up with the same information from this slot. So I can double up a normal save with all the same information and just duplicate it, if that makes sense. And then you can go off onto another realm. And well, I mean, the only thing, I don't know, it's kind of neat to do. You guys can have to think of your own way to use that feature, but there's a lot of different things that you can do with that. It's super cool. All right, that gets us into the file details. We've gotten into it. We got into a save. We know how to go. We know how to back them up. We know where to look for our backups. We know how to choose a backup and go back into time if we messed anything up, or how to maybe archive saves so we can inject a piece of time back into our game. Cool. That was a long breath. All right. First tab here after the main tab will be Exosuits. Now from here on out, the tabs are all going to kind of navigate the same. It all looks kind of the same, and I won't dive deep into every single piece and part, but we will go through it pretty quickly, and I'm going to show you how to navigate. You looking for the parts and looking through that's going to be up to you. That would make a super long video, and we're not going to do it. So here we can see that we can set our health up, and we can do all these numbers over on the left-hand side. And this could be set up a little bit better. Yeah, let's see, main here, Exosuit. Look at my nanites and Quicksilver all seem to be low. Seems to be like a new save for me. So most of you guys would look like this. So let me tell you something about these numbers. You can't hurt the game. So if I go over here and I just start typing in on this top health stat up here on this top left, you guys can see it, and then I just hit enter, or I go to this other one, it's going to take it to the highest number. You can't break the rules of the game. You can type in the biggest number and it's going to correct you into what the largest number can actually be. So yeah. And if you really want to make sure, you can just type in all nines, right? You know. Units, we just put in a whole bunch of units. Nanites, we can put a whole bunch of nanites in. It will fix it too. So the 4.2 is where it's always going to go. And I can just type in all nines, and we're good to go. So now this save is getting all set up. Now we're going to get over into our suit area and doing, you know, inventory maintenance, which is kind of cool. I'm going to show you two things really quickly. We can right click on these things and I can enable that slot, and you can see that it's opened up instead of going to buy them. This would be another cool thing to do. You just get it done really quickly in here. This right click has enable all slots, repair all slots, and add items. So I can enable all slots. Boom. Now there's another way to do this too. So up in here in this top edit tab, I have a enable all slots, repair all slots, expand all inventories. Those are the great big three right there. So enable all slots, we repair them all, and then expand all inventories. So now that's been done in every single tab in the whole editor for me. I won't have to do this again. But if you want to be a purist and you want to do it one by one, or if you just wanted to go in there and fix one, I've had people ask me for that too. You know, like they just want to use a save editor to fix what was broken, and that was it. And that's a lot of self-control. I don't have that. I wouldn't be able to do that. So, yeah, they got them. They got those people like that. So if you want to add something in here too, while we're in the general tab, and I'll show you guys that too. So. Yeah, we moved from the main tab over to the Exosuit tab, and then within the Exosuit tab, because you have your general, and then you have your technology and your cargo slots. So that is this tab right here that's going to show you those three different sections. So technology is going to be different. Cargo will be, you know, bigger stacks and things like that. So you're going to get different kind of you know, item trees while you're in each one of them. So let's go into one and let's go grab something. So let's hit the right slot, right click, and let's go to add item. Now this is the sauce right here that y'all came here for. This will add any item to the game, items you don't know about, all kinds of different things. You can just look through here. It's kind of fun. This is where you can spend at least a few hours looking through everything and reading stuff. It's kind of cool. So the first file tree comes in three flavors: technology, substance, and products. Okay, and we can go into technology and you can find another suit or procedural. That's pretty, you know, substances will be a little bit different. We've got fuels, metals, catalyst, stellar, flora, earth, exotic, and special. it's kind of self-explanatory. You guys know what you guys are getting the drift, right? Products will be components, consumable, tradable, curiosities, building parts, and procedural. So you guys are just going to have to come in here and look at these and go through this file tree. I'll tell you a small tip right here is if you're going to type something in, let's say we're going to say stasis, you can't hit enter. You have to touch the search button. If you hit enter, it exits out. It doesn't search for it, and then we can just hit save. I wish we could grab and duplicate things on a mass scale, but you can't. So that's how you have to work with that, fellas. All right, so we talked about the first tab. You can jump on numbers. You can't break any rules, so you can type in whatever you want, 999s, and click the next one. It's going to fix it for you. Our right click, we know how to enable all the slots. We know how to do it individually. We know how to do it from the edit tab here at the top. And basically, each other tabs as we move from the left to the right are going to kind of follow the same kind of feel. So we can go into the multi-tool tab, same thing here, and we can enable all slots and fix everything right here. We can also go and do on the left-hand side, we got a few different options from like Exosuits because tools have flavors and names, and you can change that from over here. So we can see the multi-tool here. We don't have a name. It's a standard, but we can make it a royal. And we can change it to an S-class. And if you have a seed, you can change seeds here. Seeds are something that you can go find. You can type in No Man's Sky seed. There's a seed exchange. You can go down a whole nother rabbit hole. Maybe I'll do a video. Probably not. I don't know. Seeds are kind of cool to find and inject styles and flavors and colors of ships and multi-tools that you like without having to do a lot of work. This is instantaneously. So obviously over here we got some more stats that haven't been jumped up on this weapon, and I can do some stuff like 999s, and I can do the same thing. I'll just do the whole, well, not a plus sign, but I'm sure it'd probably fix that. I don't know. The game would be like, nah, he messed up. It's like it knows what its limits are, and it doesn't need you to tell it. It's not going to make some kind of change and inject it into the file systems without you knowing. So there we go. We just changed our multi-tool to a royal, and then we can start hijacking it with all kinds of stuff. As you can see here, we only have one option in the first file tree because we are in a technology item, so we don't have all the other stuff that we can put in there. And then we can go weapon and procedural, and then we can start putting all those nice S-class modules and everything on there, and set your tool up to your heart's content and go crazy on that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Ships are going to be about this kind of the same thing. You can go into each individual ship that you have. It'll be 1 through how many that we can have. On this one here, I only have 1 right now. And we can change the style of it, fighter, exotic, living, solar. And we have seeds again. We have the types, the S classes we can change. Use old colors. Yeah, there's some old legacy colors for people that have the older ships and they changed. You can do this. Kind of cool if you wanted to have some older style looks on things. And then down here as well, I haven't fixed any of this ship, so I would do this as well on this. Now, in the multi-tool and the ships tab, down here at the bottom, you can see that we have these export and import tabs. And you can see here I only have 1 ship in my possession. Now I have some ships that are saved. And I'll tell you right now, what you do is you get yourself all set up in here, and you enable your slots, and you get yourself looking perfect, right? And then you can save it. So what you would do is you would export this. Now, I don't want to export what's on my screen right now because this isn't set up. This is a new ship. But after you do all this hard work of setting everything up, you just hit an export, name it, and then you're good to go. Now, I've already done that. So now that I only have 1 here, I can import one that I've already exported before. So I'll hit import, it's going to go to my my files, and you can see I've got the Golden Ore, I've got the Twitch Photon fighter, I've got Haddix, which is probably one of my favorite. So I'll just inject a Haddix in here, and you can see that I'm already set up with a ship that's kind of got a good setup. This thing has got, I mean, this thing will blast anything out of the sky easily. It's crazy with these special S-Class Infraknife modules. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll show you guys how to get that too in just a minute. So I don't have any squadrons here or freighters, frigates, vehicles. So this is kind of a bad save for me to look upon here. Let me find another save real quick. Let me go into a older normal save. We'll save that because okay, so now that I've gone into my old save, now that these all the tabs are lit up here. So squadrons, I don't really mess with squadrons too much, but you can come in here and change the race of them. I mean, I think it's self-explanatory. You can see your squads. There's all 4 of them here. I think the most coolest thing here is the seeds. I think this seed right here that you're seeing is a squid seed. So you could copy that, what you see that I have highlighted right now, and type it into your save editor, and you're going to have a white squid. All right. And that goes into your ship slot or your squadron slot. So if you type that into your ship slot and changed it to the exotic, that's what you're going to get. Okay. Same with your squadron here too. And the rest of it's just kind of you play around with. And, you know, like I said, you can't fudge the numbers up. It's going to keep you within a box. Freighter, pretty cool stuff here. You just mess around with your, you know, with your inventory management. I think one of the coolest things here that you can do is go into your technology slots and then add some items that they don't have anymore. So we can go into our freighter and warp core resonators, the reality de-threaders and stuff like that. So I can warp almost all the way across the whole galaxy map in one jump with this setup. It's ridiculous. So that's pretty cool to set up for your freighter. I think that's probably the coolest thing in here. That would be me. But you can look through there and find some things, see what you can find. When you're looking through these things, when you hit add item and say you go into this interstellar scanner, what is that? I don't know what that is. I think we can add one, right? So let's add one right here. We can click on it, and then we can go into item details. Item details is going to tell us about this thing. It's an upgrade to the freighter's galactic scale sensors. This device allows the user to access detailed economic and conflict data for systems even without having previously visited. So pretty cool. And that goes for all the items. If you don't know or quite sure what it does, that is how you find out. Now, we can go into frigates. Pretty cool. I like this a lot. You can do a copy and paste here too, and that's kind of what I do. You can see I've got a bunch of Normandies and things like that. You can add those in from the side. You can see the types. You can see over here, you can inject these in, and then what you can do is like you can make a like the deep space, and you can make the Normandy, and then you can just hit copy, copy, copy. Whatever you want to do. So if I had these C-class over here, these C-class Normandies, I could just, delete some of these and see, it says, are you sure? All right, let's go to this one. And then let's say I want to fix that class. I can't fix the class. Seems I can't right now. But if I wanted to change some things, I can change them, and then I would copy it. And you see I just copied that underneath it. I don't go crazy in here. That's something that you guys can probably do. You read it, you change the numbers, it's that. That's what it is. Vehicles, same thing here, man. I'm not going to get in too far with it. You got the cargo and technology. We can, you can't enable all slots. They come in their own like weird, I don't know, crossword puzzle blackouts that you just can't do. They have their own style. I don't know why that is, but that is the way it is. So you can add items in here. And it's pretty cut and dry. We're not going to go through all that. Companions, kind of a cool thing. We can import and export. You can do some cool stuff in here. I like this a lot, how we can see it. And We can change the predator. I love how we can change the lush and the land type, so you get a little bit of. They should make an egg timer down here so you can redo your eggs, which would be kind of cool. And yeah, I think that's the only thing that's really missing over here. Maybe size and scale should be on things too as well. People like to do that. There should be a size and scale on this tab, and maybe just for your personal, something that changes the scale. I think people would like that. It'd be something easy to throw in. I'm not bitching at you, Brandon. You do a great job. I'm just saying maybe some people would like it. You don't have to rewrite anything. We love you, man. Go support him. Bases and storage. This is just another thing. You got all your chests right here. All the ones. You got 10 different chests, right? And you can check that out and move things around to your heart's content, however you want to do that. I'm not going to hold your hand through this. Settlements, same thing, man. I'm not going to hold your hand through this one either. You have to go find your settlement by its name and manipulate it. Do whatever you want to do. Settlements never really tickled my fancy. I never cared about them. Don't care. Cool thing here, man. Discoveries. This might be a tab that you want to hit first if you want to just go ahead and streamline the whole I want everything process. I will give you a heads up on that, though. I think some things, if you add them in the very beginning, it kind of messes up the prompts for the game to keep on moving forward. So if you're a purist and you're trying to do the Artemis quest and stuff like that, you should go through it anyway, man. I mean, if you're doing that hard work, if you need a little boost, get yourself a little bump on some things, and then get those quests and everything out of the way, and then come back and see this stuff. Or just go ahead and rip it, right? And to do that here, this is what I would do. I would say in each one of these sections, there's 4 different sections, and there's 3 sections that you can add stuff into, right? And the glyphs. But right here, let's say known technology. You can see it all here. You can add it by this button here. So we can go in here and go add technology. You can find the single one that you want. But if you want to just add them all, just hit Control A and hit add. Now we've added everything. Whatever is new in the game now that I haven't added before just got added, and I don't even know what the hell it is, so I'll have to go find it. We can do the same over here for known products. I can go to add product, come over here and Control A and hit add product. Adds them all. Same over here, learn all. We can learn all the known words and then click all the glyphs. Good to go. Milestones and reputations. I don't really mess with this too much. I don't think Steam honors it or anything like that, so you can fudge these numbers around all you want. I don't think they get honored too much. So who cares, right? I mean, are you trying to fool yourself? I don't know. Anyway, the next tab is the account tab. Now, if you can add season rewards, that's kind of cool. But the Twitch rewards are what a lot of people ask a question about. This is where I would probably refer you to Winder TP's mod called Consumerism. It's not the Nexus. Type all that in. You'll find it. I'll put a link in the description. If you want to use the save editor, what you do is you have to go in offline mode. So you're going to come in here to the save editor. You're going to click all these ones that you want. You know, you might as well click them all, or the few that you want. And then you're going to enter the game in offline mode. Go over to the Quicksilver shop, grab these things, come back out of the game, and go into multiplayer. So. And it says that down here at the you must go offline before you start the game, okay? Now, like I said, it's a lot easier just to have that consumerism mod on. You can just go and do it. You can do it live. You can do it during a stream and give them away to people. Kind of fun, right? All right, so that pretty much runs through the save editor, how to use it, how to add things in, how to navigate through the tabs, what they all mean, and basically get you in the door. The rest of it is you kind of figuring out how you want to use it and finding all the items in there so you know what all your options are. Now, if we want to go ahead a little bit and go into some deeper things, we can go into this edit tab. One cool thing is the coordinate viewer right here. So I went into right next to file to the edit. I go into coordinate viewer. Down here, we can see that I'm in Euclid. Now here, we can change whatever galaxy that we want. Okay. Now, boom, you're there. Pretty cool, right? All right, we like that. Also in here, recharge all technology, refill all stacks, recharge all base planners. That's all pretty self-explanatory. This is a really cool function down here. Up here, the edit JSON. This is kind of a advanced tab for going a little bit deeper into things. We can do some videos about this. I do some already. You can watch one of my older videos. It's about the same. Nothing's really changed. But if you want to start doing some Blender building, or if you want to manipulate like pets, like putting a head on a butterfly head on a dragon body or something like that, you're gonna have to come in here and like start taking pieces of the files out. This is gonna be a kind of an intro into a file manipulation for No Man's Sky. So in there we can kind of come in here and just touch a few things in here so you can kind of see what it's like. Player state data. I like to come in here and let's say if I want to go and look at my bases, I can come down here and go into my persistent player bases, and then we can see all my bases here, and that's where I would go. There is a way to make yourself bigger. How do you do that? Down on this play. Character customization data right here. We're going to go into that. We're going to click on this. We're going to highlight everything. Go all the way down to the bottom. You can see scale at the very bottom down here. My head's in the way. Let me move the file over. You can see it says scale down here, and it says 1.0. Now, if I change this to like a 2, my guy's going to be bigger. And people like that stuff. Anyway, it's an intro to the JSON file. We're not going to go too deep into it because most of you guys are here just for the main part of that. We can talk about this later, or if you're interested, you can go find one of my main save editor videos, or go into some of my Blender tutorials too, because we're going to really go into this stuff and use it a lot. So with that being said, this is the update to the No Man's Sky save editor, the 1.11.5 Fractal update. And it was pretty easy. I think the main parts in here are just the pieces that were added for the account tabs, which was all I was really expecting. So with that being said, hit that like and subscribe if you like what you see. I hope I can help you guys out. I'll see you guys on the next video.